Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This time we're going to continue off on this 30-day challenge, which is now dropped to 20 days. And we still haven't added any final line work, but we're getting close to that point. Once we're at that point, hopefully we can finish in time. I don't know why I'm saying we. Before I move on to the next page, here's a little recap. The fight was just getting started. I didn't have any of the borderlines. I just had gone and added all that. I'm adding text as I go with just notes. I've got the scripts on the other screen next to me. Now it's just about wrapping up the fight. So typically in my scripts, I don't detail fight scenes. I feel like unless there's key moments. So for this one, for example, I just have it jotted down that which attacks they're going to use. So Rod starts off with White Lightning, which where is it? Happens over here. See, even this I'm referencing from chapter 1. I just put it here so when I draw I can use it very similarly, but I don't want to reuse the exact drawing. But this will also make it more of like a signature technique if I show similar views to it every time he uses it. Now, not necessarily every time. Context matters, but in this situation it worked, so I wanted to keep that. We have Khatri here about to attack with his special move. So that's really all I have jotted down. And then their follow-up moves, their next techniques that they're going to use against each other. I want to show you this. This was a really good reference shot. So I was looking up fight scenes with characters who have blade arms, and I found a really good one with featuring Edward Elric from FMA. As you can see, it's not a complete trace. I did adjust certain aspects of it, and even you can see here, like, so Mustang's a lot bigger than Ed, and Khatri and Rod are roughly the same height, so I kind of shrunk him down, brought him over here. But essentially, the same type of a move I wanted to show in a nice dynamic shot, so that worked out really well. Let's see. So Rod just made his strike. Khatri blocked it, and he's turning around, getting ready to use his next attack. So this is all going to be on the fly. I do have some more references pulled up that I may or may not use. So I like to look around for like fight scenes to help with some of those dynamic shots. I feel like if you're not doing that, you really need to start doing that. Fight scenes are like a whole other level. Anyways, so he's going to turn around and shoot at Khatri point blank. Let's get another dynamic panel. But Khatri's not going to let it hit him so easily. Yeah, here I'm just trying to make up my mind how I want the scene to play out. The blade is going to come up and Khatri's going to grab the blade. But I don't want to just cut to that. It should have a better transition. So this is what I'll do. I'll have the blade point. Khatri's going to be looking like dead at it. Now Rod here's kind of testing him. They're kind of both testing each other. They're having a lot of fun in this fight. Get the energy flowing here. The electricity going to be coming down ready to shoot him in the face. Guys, you won't believe what freaking happened. My whole family got sick. My wife, my 2 kids. I was a little bit sick for a day, but not too bad. Nothing too crazy, kind of just like a cold, but still, the amount of neediness the girls needed. Now it's just like, I'm trying to get this done, but everything keeps happening back to back. It's just so funny how life does that. Even work has been so chaotic. I wanted to jump into my lunch break earlier to do this, but a huge fire, a project was basically like in a really bad spot. They needed something urgent, and I pulled through. I got it. Sorry about that. My wife was calling out to me. She needed something. Back to this. See, we're not doing nothing AI, everything genuine, okay? This is MANNA. This is authenticity. We're going to keep it real here, 100%. So you're going to get everything as real as it is. Someone's going to call me, they're going to call me, whatever. Trying to imagine how he'd grab it. Would he grab it like this? And then this shot will be a cool black lightning right into the air with Khatri barely getting out of there. I want him to look a little bit nervous, like he didn't expect that. That's where Dal is going to be the sword. His arm will be coming down in here, his elbow. Actually, the angle's not working out. See, once you practice enough times, this is what I mean by just start, man. If you've got something you want to work on, just start doing it. Because that's when you're going to start picking up on all the patterns. You'll start studying your manga. Don't read it just for fun. In fact, I don't know when's the last time I watched or read anything purely for fun. It's like it just becomes harder to do once you start getting in that study mindset. Everything becomes like a potential, even like some stupid soap opera, like could be on TV while you're waiting at the doctor's office, and you can pick up on like, oh, you know, that would be an interesting plot point. Everything just becomes an opportunity to learn and grow, as it should. I feel like, what's the point of life if you're not constantly learning and growing? The second you become stagnant, that's it, it's all over. Like, I hope when I'm an old man, if I could become an old man, inshallah, I hope I'll be able to, you know, keep learning. Like, it's a never-ending thing, really. He's got this really long, exaggerated belt here that'll give some good blowing animation too. Give it some good movement. Emphasize the shadows from the flash of lightning. Yeah, that'll be a really cool shot. And then we'll need some kind of a text. this is the one area I still struggle with. I hate writing the text. I love seeing it in comics and manga. Like, they do it so good. And anytime I need to do it, I just can't figure it out. It's, if you guys have any tips on that one, please share. Alright, this looks good. Getting to the finish line, page 34. This one might actually end up being 40 or more. I don't have a hard stop with these. I like to keep it fluid. Now, I did set up my script to be roughly 35 to 45 pages long. That may change depending on action scenes, depending on impact frames or impact pages. There's just a lot that could go into it that can change it. So, don't try to keep in mind, like, back in school, 500 word paper, 5 pages long or something. Like, they'll do things like that, and you start forcing yourself, and probably the topic sucks, or you're going to be bored, and then just bullshitting your way. When it comes to this, even when you're entering a contest, let's say you have 20 pages to do, study flow as much as possible. Like, I would study how that comic would flow more than what you're gonna write about first. Like, if it's your first contest you're entering, because if you have flow, you'll basically be able to capture anybody, like, because it'll be nice on the eyes, right? It would help if I had the pages together. It's just a personal thing. For me, I need the one sheet of paper at a time to really, like, hone in. I like seeing it here on the side. It lets me get a clue of how the page will look like when you're opening a book. Or I know Coffee Comics likes to keep his pages together, and we do get a really nice template you can purchase from him that gives you all the lines. It tells you what's what, where to keep your drawings, where to keep the text bubbles. Like, you don't want things going to the edge of the page. But, like, really amateur stuff would be like doing it like this, right? Drawing, like, boxes, going to the ends of both pages, having it very blocky. Like, this looks like not even American comic book standards would do this. Although they do have more boxes, I would say. Like, in manga, there's a lot more fluidity with that. Like here, like, panels going in and out of each other, and once the words are here, it'll kind of be like this boom, boom, as your eyes come down. Here, continue, and then you're just going along with it. Okay, let's save that page. Alright, back to the fight. Let's do a cool little kick here. I don't want it to be too impactful, so we'll keep it smaller, and then the lower page, we could get it bigger. I just realized in the first chapter, Rod gets kicked in the stomach pretty bad by his brother. And now we're getting kind of like a repeat of that with, in this case, with Katari. Yeah, sorry guys. Sometimes just focusing, you forget to speak. I'm still new to all this YouTube video making business. But I do appreciate the comments and the subscribers. Been getting a couple every week. We're almost at 100 now. That happened a lot quicker than I expected, to be honest. Yeah, I promise this is going to be the last time we look at things while they're still this messy. This is not enjoyable, I can imagine, to watch, but it is an important part of the process. As you can see here, there's a bunch of kids who really look up to Kathari. He takes care of these orphans, and it's kind of reminiscent of Rod in the first chapter. He's got that little kid who really looks up to him and admires him. So they're going to come from very similar-hearted backgrounds. I don't know why I'm writing the full text out. Typically, I just do a couple words to pace myself. This is Jabber, Kathari's friend. Who I still haven't come up with a full design for yet. Here we've got Rod just got hit again, kicked in the stomach. But he's not down yet. Had him bleeding from his mouth after that last hit. Took his breath away. But Rod is serious now. It's time to finish this off. If you guys haven't checked out Coffee Originals, please do. There's a lot of good work on there. The gang keeps growing, and we've got some new people joining. People who want to make authentic manga and art with stories that will motivate and inspire a generation. This isn't just some passing indie movement phase that people are going to forget about in like 5 years. This is here to stay, and we're still building the foundation, but this is going to be a skyscraper. If you're going to compare it to a building, we are building a skyscraper here. And if you want to be a part of that, now's your chance. Go to coffeeoriginals.coz.za. As always, the link to reading the MANNA is in my description box, but please check it out, comment, or I'm sorry, you can't comment on there, but give it the views, share on social media. We gotta get the ball rolling on expanding this. Yeah, over here, Kathari tells him you're on. He's gonna ignite his hand again. If you're curious what it's like working with the team, it's not as interactive as you'd probably think. However, with Coffee kind of running things, he's not like the dictator I think people make him out to be online. He has a couple things that he wants his way, which obviously is his right, since we're joining his website and his MANNA movement. But other than that, you really could do whatever you want. Your story just needs to be, should have good morals and be motivating. Shonen, seinen, he's good with either or. And the crew, we've got some serious talent, and we're all growing, which is really cool. You can see it chapter by chapter. Luck's got some really good stuff. We've got new members coming who I've spoken to. So, yeah, keep a lookout for us. I know my work is very shortened, but with the page counts I'm having, I should have volume 1 of this series ready by end of year or early next year. I'm talking January. Once the last chapter of this is done, I'll just need to put the book together, really. So we're looking at 4 chapters a year since it's seasonal. None of them will be less than 35 pages. So you're getting a lot of meat with each chapter, and the story progress is going to be pretty fast-paced, I would say. A lot quicker than Sacrifice, my other work. If this one was shonen, I would say my other work is more of a seinen, and that one is not a MANNA. It doesn't abide by those standards. It's more of I try to approach it like an actual manga. I keep it to that format with Sacrifice. And I want to do a video very soon on going over my book and how I printed it and how Volume 1 sales did, selling in person versus online, and things of that nature. But anyways, that one was heavily inspired by Berserk and Vinland Saga from Dark Souls and Witcher. There's a lot of overlapping elements between all of those. If you were to compare Brotherhood to something, I would say probably Shaman King meets Naruto with some hints from Gundam 00. If you've seen 00, you won't see the apparentness yet, but there are I've got some themes planned out that are very similar to Celestial Being, and you'll just have to wait and see. Probably chapter 5. Yeah, I think that's script 5. It's gonna really get into that, but for right now we're still building the crew. So here we're gonna get Rod focusing even more intensely. He wants to end this fight because he realizes Katari is really strong. In fact, they both realize they're each fighting an opponent who's stronger than they originally thought. It's terrible. Here we go, get ready for the final attack. And this is the kind of thing you want to pay attention to. If you can space it out so this page is gonna end with them getting ready to launch their next attacks. And the next page is going to be the outcome of those attacks. And what's important about it is, since this book reads left to right, if you were opening pages, as you turn that page, you're going to have this really big impact page. And those are like, just when you can execute those, it's just like a chef's kiss moment every time. It sucks when like you're building up and then you can just glance with your eyes and just see it on the next page. That's something you want to avoid. Now, famous manga and mangaka will do that all the time, you know. You also don't want to drag a scene out just to get that turn page moment. It's okay, I think, occasionally. Like, I even with Berserk, I've seen it where you'll have all this build-up happening right here, and then literally just you glance over and you see the outcome. And it's like a really great page, but it's like, oh, it'd be just so much more powerful to turn that page and be like, whoa. But it's fine. It's not a big deal. To occasionally... Oh, what didn't I save? I didn't do anything here. Anyways, it looks like we're going to at least definitely need 5 more pages for what's left in the script. Let's duplicate both of these pages. Because this next attack is going to end the fight. I'll add 2 more in case. And that should definitely... Alright, we're looking at about 42 pages, maybe 41. But it should be ending right after this. And another trick, you want to keep your panels that are building up to a moment really close together. It just adds to the kind of weightiness of everything. So I'm going to really cram it up, you know, really make you like, oh God, I'm like, what's going to happen? How's it going to turn out? We're going to have Rod here pointing his next attack. Actually, I'm gonna need a reference for this because I need him to be in a specific pose. And Katri's gonna be here, ready to punch. The kids and Jabber. One more zoom in on their faces. And then the next page will be the strike. Charging up that lightning. That's how you build momentum. That's how you build those effects, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 panels on here, which it really doesn't need to be. But again, this is about building up that tension, that page effect you want. Katri all confident. He thinks he's going to win right now. Spoiler alert, the outcome is not what you're thinking it's going to be. There's something... I kind of want him to, like, get into a defensive stance. Like I said, this one's going to require some research. And Katri's going to get ready. Winding his fist back. Right over here. Actually, that should be a lot bigger for the perspective. Flames are going to ignite a little bit more. Then oh, should this be a 2-page spread? Do I want another 2-page spread? Let me see. Let me see what's gonna work better. His cape's all blowing out here. He does his attack, and Khatri's gonna come from the air with his attack. Does it work as a single page? I mean, it probably would work better as a 2-page spread. How many do I have already? I don't know. I don't like to overdo 2-page spreads. That's 1, 2, 3. Oh, just 3. I don't think I need it. I think this is going to be fine. If I need it, as I start doing final lines, I'll adjust it. I know I don't have any more pages per the script that's going to end on like, oh, turn page craziness. This is that last one of it. Rod's going to do a new attack, the Black Lightning Spiral. While Khatri's using his Nova Strike. Flaming. I've been debating if it's going to be called Flaming Nova Strike or just Nova Strike. I've got both written down. So we'll see what I'll ultimately go with. Yeah, I think this will do. 1-page spread should be enough. There's a spell. And this one is a big attack coming from Khatri that he needs to hold on to his own arm as he's whisked into the air from the force of the flames. There we go. I like it. And I don't want to spoil the outcome, so I'm going to stop the video here. Something is going to happen. I think that'll be pretty cool and fun. And then we'll wrap the chapter up. The next time I film, it's going to be final lines, I promise. Today and tomorrow, I want to finish turning everything else blue and putting in the border lines. And then hopefully finish the last couple pages before the weekend, so that if I can, I'd like to make another video Friday or Thursday, probably Friday, where we go into actually making the final lines and finish this guy up. I'm going to try to do all the text Thursday, or at least like a big chunk, and then yeah, try to finish this in time. I'm almost there. I got this, right? We'll be good. We'll be good. Okay, check it out. Look at that. What did we do just now? 1, 2, 3. In just half an hour, storyboarded roughly these 4 pages. And we're almost at the end. Again, like I said, fight scenes, I don't know how to script personally. I just list what I want, and then I try to visualize it in my head. What makes sense, what would look cool and interesting, and I try to go based on that. Anyways, thanks again, guys, for watching, and I hope you're learning something from this, and that I'm not boring you. All right, peace out.